Hey everybody! So I'm back for another review of Ready to Love. Please be sure, if you're watching this right now, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel as I try to grow my channel. So please make sure you're doing that. All right. So Ready to Love, season 9, episode 6. Closed mouths don't get fed. This episode pissed me the fuck off, and I may end up going in, and these people deserve every bit of it. Okay. Okay. So Mika, that we get back to the elimination. Mika said that she thinks Eric, in my mind, I keep calling him Eric, but his name is Will. He looks like an Eric to me. That Will doesn't like her because she doesn't like him. And I was like, that's exactly why he doesn't like you. That's all he needed to know. And he's an insecure bastard. So Koshia was kicked off. I honestly thought they were going to kick off Mika. Because LaRon, was kind of clear that he liked her or whatever. But sometimes it just be that way. So yeah, she was right that Eric and Alexis are the center of chaos. They are. They some messy motherfuckers. So Alexis, BT Dub. Okay, I see you. You calculated getting on this show and winning, but you forgot. What you forgot is that pick me energy and that tattling and shit looks bad on TV when it's all said and done, and is not winning viewers over, or at the least not winning me. Okay, bitch, and that counts. Anyway, so it probably was time for Koshia to go. Honestly, her energy is a bit off-putting. But the things she said were often on point. Okay, now I do have to say that. And these men are low caliber. Let's address that part. And these women are very high caliber. I mean, these are business owners. These are women handling this, and they're beautiful. And they got this sorry crop. For what it's worth, it is a reflection of our realities. Anyway, so LaRon claimed that this broke his heart. Because she like, we need to get LaRon a lot of this episode. We didn't really get anything from him. And he says he's going to text her. She probably left thinking it was LaRon to help her. So they're focused this week on non-negotiable. Okay? And it's back in the ladies' hands this episode. I was like, thank goodness. I am so tired of these motherfuckers. Can I address something? And maybe I missed something, but maybe this is just occurring to me, or I'm just saying this out loud. Why is it that the men get to go to dinner when they're eliminated, and the women have to be embarrassed in front of everybody when they're kicked off? Why is that the setup? Why do the women have to come to the front and people explain everything that they don't like about them in front of the entire group of people, despite the fact that the men already know what's going to go down? Why is that the way to do it? That's some bullshit. And I don't like that shaming and calling to the carpet, and then the men don't get that kind of embarrassment. Fuck out of here. Anyway, this shit, I told you, this is pissing me off. So Mika was like, she's not changing her approach despite the elimination. She was like, even though the guys are not feeling her, she said they don't like it, that's on them. I hear you. In the words of Koshia, these men are not up to snuff. And they're not. They're not. That's the thing. They're really not. So Rashida and Justin go on a date to a talk list. Cute, okay? So she is Justin's strong connection. I didn't know that. Something that Rashida was not given at the beginning of this episode. She grew on me a bit toward the end. But I'm not sure what it is. I guess I don't see the chemistry with her and Justin, or really her and anybody, to be honest. I just haven't seen it. Maybe that's just me. And I'm just something about her is not giving. It's not her wig or anything. She just doesn't seem to give. I don't know. And it's not because she doesn't talk. I don't know what it is. Anyway, they finish. They go talk. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. She said her non-negotiable is communication. Okay, she said a closed mouth doesn't get fed. I agree. Because men will swear over there all these things you didn't do and never open his mouth to tell you. Because he was really going to cheat anyway. She was like, if you don't tell me, I don't know. Facts. He said his mouth is always open. I said, Justin, now don't take it too far. She says that Justin is her strongest connection at this point. So Alexis and Chaz go out on a date. I'm unimpressed with it. You know what? Because this ain't got nothing to do with Chaz. It really don't. I don't like this bitch. Okay? I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her. Fuck her. Okay? Anyway, they go on a date. For some reason, I knew she was next coming up. Anyway, I thought she was going on a date with Jonathan to talk to him about showing his ass at that party, but she didn't. Right? 'Cause she's a pick me bitch. But anyway, Alexis asked how he felt about the elimination, right? From the night before, which I knew was going to be a segue into some bullshit. He said that essentially it was tough to see someone leave. Okay, whatever. So she goes, well, I wasn't sad to see her go. Our personality side, she starts telling us, bitch, why are you even bringing her up? It don't matter now. The bitch, she's gone. Cause she is gone. So why are you bringing this up? Oh, I know why. Cause you a pick me bitch. That's why. Um, you aren't dating Koshia, so what the fuck? She is a messy, catty bitch, and I don't like Mickey Mouse. Anyway, but I knew she was gonna try to set it up before it even came out of her mouth to make it look like or appear like she's the victim in that situation and amongst the women. She's trying to create this, right? And she's a whole fucking villain. And she likes to create discord. And Chaz, I really hope you are not as stupid as you were acting. Chaz, you should have called me. That little, you should have called me. I would have come and saved you, this, that, and the other. Fuck that shit. You should just gone, do what men do. Okay? So she asked Chaz what his non-negotiables were. Without hesitation, Chaz goes, cheating. I agree. That's my non-negotiable. And to me, everybody knows what their non-negotiable is for the most part. And him and Rashina answered that question effectively, correctly. I'm like, what the fuck? Did they not understand what a non-negotiable was? So anyway, I'm gonna get to that in a second. So he asked her. I mean, once she asked him, he asked her back, and he said, "What's your non-negotiable?" She was like, "Same." And I can tell by the way she said it, she was getting at something else. She was like, "Loyalty, that's a huge one for me." I was like, "What the fuck?" So first of all, what does loyalty even mean at this point? Does it mean just somebody having your back no matter what, and having your back at the expense of telling you when you need to readjust, pivot, and do better? No thanks. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You wasn't thinking that. This is something you're doing for camera. That's why you was just like, I'm gonna let him talk, taking notes, like your bitch ass friend Will / Harry. Anyway, so they're flirting. I can see Alexis trying to take him just because he seems to like Vanessa. She's that kind of person. So he was like, I have a lot of connections and I don't want to go around kissing all the ladies or whatever. Thank you for not being so nasty. Shout out to Ashley first season when she was like, I don't go around kissing people in the mouth like that. That's nasty. It is. So, OMG, I like kissing in the mouth. So Patrice, Alonzo, William, and Vanessa meet for dinner. And this one was a little, I think Vanessa is just very quiet. She really is quiet. Vanessa said that she dated Patrice more than anybody. Because, I mean, I guess they're talking their friends or whatever. So William is trying to, not William, Patrice trying to get to know, no, Vanessa's trying to get to know William a bit more. Alonzo can't use the chopsticks. And he says it's awkward being on a date with William. I imagine it is. I think Vanessa is quiet, and I do understand why she felt like Patrice was in a love sandwich and she was neglected. But she didn't really start a lot of conversation, and I could tell William really wanted to kind of get to know her, but she's quiet. She's just quiet. But at least she's not a quiet asshole. So you know, I can work with it. William said his non-negotiables were like peace and kindness and understanding how he has to deal with his sons. Because honestly, his sons were the first blood relatives that he knew because he was adopted. And I was like, wow, I can definitely understand that. And I think that should be a non-negotiable. Then he fucks up and says fitness. Because him and Vanessa both have kids, had both been married before, had both been divorced. They wouldn't have been like two people I didn't think could understand each other. But when he says fitness, he was like, well, you should have somebody, making you feel better. For women, it's not even, I mean, clearly Vanessa looks great. Patrice looks great. But I think for women, particularly the way we gain weight, and particularly black women, high stress levels, gut health is huge for us. So our stomachs sometimes bulge as a result of stress. I think it's cortisol is the hormone I'm thinking of. But it's that stress level. And so to then make fitness another way for women to feel bad about their bodies, I think that's what Vanessa picked up, because that's certainly what I felt. But because she's skinny, I still felt like, okay, good. It's not just me because, I'm a big girl. But anyway, all right. So William brought up that he texted Vanessa and she never sent him anything back. And then Alonzo's over there. And she was like, okay. And she was like, what number do you have? And she leans over and she was like, oh, there's a 4 at the end. He said, oh, I sent you like 3 text messages. I hadn't been able to get anything back. And even in the confession, he's like, I was just hoping it wasn't too late. I mean, like, he was real mature about it. He doesn't act like these bitch-made motherfuckers on this other show. On this show. So she felt there was a connection. She felt there was a little connection in the confessionals. But her reaction, or at least what they showed us on TV, was kind of like, where's Chad? Okay. So Mika and Dominique go out. Y'all know how I feel about Dominique. Okay, sir. So he's not her type physically, she said, but she's giving him a chance. Every time they talk, they kind of end up in the same space. Also, I think Mika is just not attracted to him, and neither am I. So she asked him how he feels about the elimination. He was like, well, I don't think there are a lot of guys like me. You know, the elimination coming up. She wasn't bringing up Koshia. She wasn't talking about other women there. Alexis. So all of these men are so confident. Like Alonzo and him. And they aren't even quality like that. How dare you be so arrogant like that? So she said her non-negotiable is actually a sense of humor. Because she doesn't like anybody too serious. Then Dominique says, well, he likes to cook and her not cooking. And this, that, and the other. He started giving a list of preferences. Like, or quality. And to me, that's not a fucking non-negotiable. Like, I was like, do these people understand what the fuck a non-negotiable means? Because I swear some of these people were just really slow with it. Oh, yeah, fitness and this, Alonzo, I can deal with anything. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? A non-negotiable. Cheating. Not communicating. Bro, whatever it is, like, why is that hard for them? Oh my gosh, that would drive me crazy. And he said basically no, the kids thing was a non-negotiable, but I thought they established that on the last day. I don't understand. So she was like, oh, you're going to be old going to kindergarten. and I do understand to a large degree what Mika is saying, I think. And, they were having a conversation back and forth, and he was like, well, you said kids are non-negotiable. She was like, well, I haven't met a man that would make me change my mind. So it's not like she has her tubes tied as far as we know. But she was like, I'm not interested in having kids. She told us about the age gap and everything else. And I understand her because I think women are far more flexible in this. I'm sure if she felt secure, if she felt like he loved her, if she felt like he was a provider, that he would really take care of her and marry her and just do what a man is supposed to do, she probably wouldn't mind having another one. But see, that's where men get it mixed up. They think you're supposed to do all this for them. This shit is unbelievable. I don't know who the fuck is raising these motherfuckers. So Maya and Justin go on a date. Justin is pulling him, okay, and I don't blame him because he is cute. He was talking how bad his 8th graders were. And Maya was like, man, 8th grade. I was like, ma'am, yes. So he was saying he was a relationship guy, which I don't believe, but okay. Justin and Mika, oh, no, we already got that, but we'll go back to it. But Justin said he's into relationships. I don't believe him, like I said. Maya said she wants kids. He said he does too. And I feel like him and Mika are kind of like going back. My thing is, Justin, you should have said, yes, I'm open to children, but I made my peace that if we don't have them, this will be fine. And the way he was jumping back and forth already lets us know what we kind of know, but nevertheless watch the show, that he is not on here and he's not serious. You are cute, but you're not serious, okay? And because you are so cute, it's kind of hard for us to think that somebody like Justin, who is so flirtatious, has trouble getting women in the real world. Anyway, so Rashina, Jonathan, and Will go on a date to make body butter. Let me give this to Rashina, because after I talked about her on the first date. Rashina is very good at planning stuff. She's very direct, getting to it, and thoughtful dates. I appreciate that. So she said she wanted to discuss non-negotiables with them. Eric said he was surprised to go on a date with Rashina. And I was like, bitch, you were surprised to get the call. Not be there, dumbass. Anyway, he says his top connection is Alexis. And I'm like, you ugly motherfucker. Is that why y'all gossiping like two girls? Anyway, Eric, you are officially the dumbest bastard on this show. Alexis does not want you. Nobody thinks that. She doesn't think that. Even though she's sitting around talking shit with you because that gets her more attention on TV. And you talking like, oh, Rashina's cool, we'll see. You are so ugly. inside out, your skin is bad, and then you have the nerve to act the way you do. If you're ugly, I think at the least you could be as a man is kind, nice, attentive to women so they can give you a chance. How dare you act like you bring so much to the table? What? Where is your home? Where is your sleeping bag? Anyway, ain't nobody checking for you like that. You should be excited somebody asked you on a date. So, and here we go with Jonathan. I told y'all from the beginning, something about him is not right. I do not like that motherfucker. Have y'all noticed, and I thought about this during the episode, have y'all noticed how he's gotten more and more tight-lipped as time has gone on? Especially as Amika calls him out about not telling them about his ex-wife. He was talking about her like she was a baby mama. And then he asked people these questions, but then he expects that women are supposed to answer all these questions for him. When it comes to him, oh, I just want to move on. I don't want to talk about that. Fuck you. Anyway, so apparently the Shocker Bowl was too close to Jonathan. Honestly, that would have gotten on my fucking nerves. I'm not gonna lie. So Rashina is a good planner. I would have given her a trophy for this episode. So as far as non-negotiables, Will, who looks like an Eric, said his non-negotiable is faith in God. That don't mean I ain't gonna drink or smoke weed, but you know what it is. That and the other. I'm not here to judge nobody for their cardinal sins. That ain't my job. But I wish you would act like somebody who represents the kingdom a little bit. By that I mean acting like a man, acting like someone who respects women, not like this little pouty bitch that you are. Rihanna, come here. We need you to help Will find himself. Yes, I meant it with Fenty Beauty because that's where he's stepping into anyway. And that is no read to the gay girls at all, the gay men at all. That's a read. I'm just going in on him because he's acting like a female. But y'all get me. Anyway, so Rashina was like, I think Rashina said communication. Jonathan said he stuttered, hemmed and hawed, and then he came up with smoking. I said, what the fuck? Motherfucker, are you kidding me right now? Like, first of all, non-negotiables. Okay, back to my point about vocabulary that they don't fucking know. Smoking? Motherfucker, what the fuck? You had days to figure this shit out. And since you a little negative, petty bitch anyway, you should have been able to come up with something. So then he asked her if she knew how to change oil. And she was like, no. He was like, that's a non-negotiable. So basically, you're telling me, telling us, telling Rashina, telling the audience, you came up with something that you knew she wasn't able to do, so it could be a non-negotiable. You don't fuck with me that much? What did Rashina ever do to you? You fucking loser. That was some weak ass shit he pulled. I don't know, this episode pissed me off. So how are you going to tell people, Jonathan, you're private? How? Bitch, you're on a reality show. You put your face into Alexis's private in front of a whole group of men and women, in front of a bunch of cameras. But when he gets in the lounge, he's ready to tear these women apart. But you're private. No. You feel like your business is for you to cover up, and then you go around trying to get information about other people to use it against them. That's how you, Alexis, and Will work. Something is wrong with y'all. Because both of y'all getting together to talking to Rashina, Jonathan gets up and leaves early like he got some fucking place to be. Then Will, who looks like Eric, then he decides he wants to start fucking grilling Rashina. But I'm going to get there. I'm telling you, something is not right about Jonathan. I wouldn't be surprised if he had domestic violence charges somewhere at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know that. I'm just saying, just something about him. He's a gaslighter anyway. I mean, whatever. He leaves. Fuck you. Rashida checked in with Eric. She said, well, I want to check in with you. And he starts grilling her. He was like, have you ever dated multiple men at once? What the fuck? That's what the fuck dating is, you dumb ass. You don't know because you don't do it a lot. You ugly piece of shit. You call yourself questioning a woman who has her own business, her own hair salon, her hair don't never look fucked up. And you in a fucking sleeping bag on the floor. And that's how you decided to approach this woman? Everybody else, even with Dominique and Mika, they clearly, have kind of an impasse. We can kind of like talk and kick it. I have not seen Dominique disrespect Mika because they disagree about kids. Like, they can kind of laugh it off. You know, whatever. They may have just done a scene just to do it. But he did not disrespect her like that. And Rashina certainly didn't disrespect either one of them. They should be happy that she even had them on fucking camera and gave them a goddamn chance. Because you know she ain't really checking for either one of them. Then he asked her about who her ideal man is. No. And before she can answer, then he proceeds to follow up with, and how would you support him? I said, what the hell is wrong with these grown-ass men looking for women to support them like they're children who need encouragement and all of those fuck shit? If he was a different kind of man, I would have taken that question different. But he was acting like she was on some kind of fucking job interview, and you know he Googled some of that shit, them questions, probably from some dumb black hotel website. Then he grills her. Then he asks her who she has the weakest connection with. He's a messy bitch. And the reason why he fucking asked that was so he could go back and tell Alexis and then talk shit about Rashida and make her the next victim. They're some fucked up people. I'm sorry, I am not this bored. Like, even when I have my downtime in life, I am not sitting around thinking about, oh, how can I mess up this person's life? How can I get in the middle of this? Y'all some miserable motherfuckers. You and Alexis on some bullshit. So the ladies' men's lounge. Alexis said she is not looking forward to the lounge, and then proceeds to say she is not looking toward the mean girl, catty, high school energy. Bitch, you're the one that brings it. Like, cut it the fuck out. What did I tell you? Something about people who always go, I'm not bringing anything but positive energy, positive vibes, are always the most negative person in the room. I promise you, they are always the ones who are the most negative in the room. Anyway, none of these women are talking about you on their dates, Alexis. None of them. And then gossiping with Will about it. I hate chicks like her. All right. Anyway, they're feeling Justin. Patrice said Alonzo doesn't really take things seriously, so she's kind of on the fence with that. I can tell. I can understand that. Mika was like, she brought up her date. Alexis brought up her date with Chad. Okay, and she was like, he was about to kiss me, but he didn't or whatever. But he's a real gentleman. And Alexis was like, what? She was like, that's her problem. She wants to be able to kiss and tell. And I was like, yep. And she's right. That is the problem. And I think she does that to make other women jealous, make them feel insecure. And in this case, I think it's little Vanessa, who minds her fucking business, that she decided she wanted to fuck with like that. She didn't have to say her name. We all know what it is. They all find him sexy, but they don't talk like that and then just throw it in people's face. So you're a bitch. And I don't fucking like you. Okay? And somebody needs to drag your ass. Koshia, come back. Fix it, please. Drag this bitch. Okay? Non-negotiable. Alexa and Maya want, William kind of got some criticism. They were just kind of feeling like the fitness thing really, and Vanessa wasn't really here for that either. They kind of felt like that was, shallow. And like I said, women gain weight differently. So I'm sure many of them were thinking, and all of whom are beautiful, all of whom bodies are big, but I'm sure they know what it is to gain weight, lose weight, and how that makes women feel. So to say that as a non-negotiable, sir, it doesn't make people feel good. Will, people weren't feeling him, especially Patrice. But I'm glad Patrice, I'm so glad you addressed that bitch. Now, you ain't threatening to fight her, but if you do, something tells me that Patrice can knock a motherfucker out. I don't get that vibe at all that she can't fight. All right, now she held herself well, but let me tell you something. Alexis, you got it coming. So, Patrice called Alexis out and said she knows, she said, look, I understand you want to help this guy, but when you take this information back to Will that comes out of this lounge, it gets dangerous. And it does. And the reason why I say that is because you don't know how men will react, particularly to mockery and rejection. Then Alexis says, well, I needed to give him examples of the stuff people were saying. I said, bitch, you don't need to give him shit. What the fuck do you mean you need to give him examples? He wasn't on nobody's cutting board. What the fuck? No, he wasn't on the cutting board, but whatever. But you didn't need to give him examples as far as who said it. And she was like, it's hard for me to believe my name didn't come up, especially since he came and addressed me directly. Get the fuck out of here. You're a bitch. That's why you did it. And then Alexis starts deflecting and tells them, well, I can't control what somebody does. No, bitch, you can't. But you can influence it by running your fucking mouth. Then to follow up and say, he doesn't like you and you for some reason. Bitch, you the reason why. Because you running your mouth. They're not even checking for him like that. What you were doing was she was doing that catty shit. That's kind of like pretending like, oh, well, I'm just stating the fact. But what you wanted to point out in front of the group of women was that he doesn't like you and he doesn't like you. How does that make you feel? They don't even like this ugly, bad skin having somebody who looks like they washed their face with a goddamn Brillo pad. They're not checking for him like that, but that's not the point. Nobody wants to hear that, and that's not fucking necessary. This I could tell she ain't got no kind of fucking female friend. And not for the reasons that some people do. Like, some people have friendship trauma. People turn their backs on them, so on and so forth. I know I have that. She doesn't have female friends because she's the kind of bitch that sits around, finds information, then goes back and tells everybody. Catty hoe. Anyway, yeah. But the only reason why you would know that he doesn't like them like that is because you've been gossiping with these men. Koshia, please come back and whoop her ass, please. So they had to get rid of 2 Men Tonight. I was like, yes, these sorry motherfuckers. So we get Will, Jonathan, I keep wanting to call him, and Will Young, all right? So Vanessa sits down with Will, and she's probably the nicest one to, like, do it. That she said she brought up that he's chatty. He discussed like the same thing that he was trying to say that Koshia was. See, the same way, also, Alexis started deflecting and saying, well, I can't influence. They some fucking liars, okay? I don't like them motherfuckers. He said, you know, I'm quiet. I keep my energy with the people I rock with, and I don't mess with anybody else. I said, brother, that's the problem. And you talk too damn much. You don't keep your energy to yourself, and you just straight up, I don't mess with anybody else. So what the fuck are you on this show and process for? Get the fuck out of here. And you're always hostile, bruh. Every time somebody says something on your shoulders, you start doing, well, I don't mess with people like that. I can get over there, this, that, and the other. Vanessa, of course, kept her composed. That's why I said she was the best one to do it. She's like calm. I'm sure she didn't necessarily care to. Maybe she did. That means she carries herself well, because I didn't really know this. So Maya sits down with William, and William goes, this is our first date. And I was actually kind of shocked. Because for some reason, I don't know, I thought they had dated a little bit. So, William was like, are you here to break up? He knows what it is. So William was told that women were feeling like he was more of a friend or whatever. And I can definitely see that. Instead of behaving like a child, though, he says, well, it's unnatural for me to pursue multiple women at a time. He was listening and acting like a mature adult. Oh my gosh. Why is that so hard for everybody else? He wasn't arguing with her. He wasn't telling her why, oh, this way I don't mess with them. I don't mess. Like, he didn't act like that. Okay? So Alexis sits down with Jonathan. She keeps all the men on her side because she knows what the game is. As long as they're on my side and they all like me, I don't have to worry about getting eliminated. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. So the woman says he's not as open. What I tell you at the beginning of this episode before this party even happened? She brings up his past relationship. You know, Will is told he's not ready to love. No, he's not. He needs to be ready to find a mattress. Okay. I'm so glad that Jonathan got kicked off too. And when Alexis kicked him off, his voice was like, okay. He didn't see that one coming. And she apparently got teary-eyed. I was like, when bitch, you led the campaign to get him removed. When he said, who needs to go? Alexis, when it came to her turn, without hesitation, said Jonathan. That thing at the party, I mean, he apologized, but that's enough. Yeah, the same one who said a couple of episodes ago, well, he's never done anything to me. Or she was talking about somebody, and I was like, that's not the fucking point. If a man does something that disrespects and makes another woman uncomfortable, trust and believe he'll do it to you too. So get the fuck out of here. You fucking pick me. Oh my gosh. And she's just like, I just got emotional over that. Why, bitch? Why? And you were the one to let him go. And you were the one who led that along. So what the fuck? You fake ass hoe. Anyway, so William got to stay, and I was really glad. And once again, I'm just still on this. Why do the men get to be embarrassed and kicked off in private? And the women get to get kicked off in front of everybody. I don't like that shit. Oh, this ain't shit bastards. But anyway, Y'all enjoy y'all's Friday night. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to y'all soon.